Welcome, collectors. On this installment of Diecast Emporium, I'm going to be taking a look at two different older Grove Manlift models in 1 to 50 scale. The one on the left is made by Norscot, and the one on the right is made by Conrad. As I mentioned, both of these are long discontinued models, so if you're interested in procuring one of these for yourself, you're going to have to do a little bit of research and track one of these down on the secondary market sites, such as eBay, for example, which is where I found both of mine. So let's start out by reviewing the Norscot one. So it's not often that you find these type of models and machines modeled in 1 to 50 scale. Typically, this stuff is modeled in either 125 or 132 scale. This was manufactured back in 1999. On the side of the box, it has a description of the SM324-8E electric-powered scissor lift in multiple different languages. On the back, there's a picture of the model, fully extended. 150 scale, wheels that roll, front wheel steering, platform extends and retracts, scissors raise and lower. And on this side, it has your actual machine specifications. So if you are interested in reading about those, please feel free to pause the video now. Alright, let's go ahead and unbox this. So the model originally did have, as you can see here, twist ties, which is pretty synonymous with Norscot. And here is the model. So it is very small, as you can see here. Let's put this thing all the way down so you can see what it looks like fully retracted. So there is how it would look if, for example, you wanted to put it on a tag trailer for a transport load. This is the wheels, or the axle that steers. As you can see here, it is fully modeled to be functional and not necessarily accurate. Underneath it says Norscot Group Incorporated, made in China, and then your part number there. Here you have the SM324-8E on the side, the Grove Manlift logo on the front, and nothing over here. To extend it fully, take this all the way up, just like this, and the cylinder is a bit stiff, but it will go up to there, which is very reasonable. And also, another cool feature about this is that the side here, the control panel, extends outward. So if you have a 1 to 50 scale figure, hopefully one that will cooperate with us, you can pose him up on top. So that is the first model. Again, this is the Norscot SM3248E electric-powered scissor lift in 1 to 50 scale. Long been discontinued by Norscot, but as you can see, apart from the unpainted rivets, overall it's still a very nice model even to this day. I like the fact that you can extend the scissor lift. I like the fact that they modeled in working steering, and the fact that the actual working platform does extend out. And one of the nicer features here too is the control levers and knob have been modeled. And again, if you wanted to bring out more detail, you could probably use a paint pen there and highlight those in black. So before we put this away and move this to the side, I have a tag trailer here along with the Diecast Masters dump truck, just to show you what this would look like. This is overkill. Obviously, you could transport this on, like a trailer towed behind a pickup truck, for example, but there you go. So it makes a convincing load. Okay, let's move on to the Conrad model, which is substantially older than even the Norscot one, and the Norscot one at this point is over 20 years old. Here's the packaging for it. Grove Manlift AMZ 66 articulating telescopic boom, self-propelled aerial work platforms. Really nice work on this old box. As you can see, this end here is unfortunately broken. That's how I received it anyway when I bought mine. Underneath you have, again, an outline drawing of the real telescopic boom and some information about the real one, such as 500 pounds unrestricted capacity and 66-foot working height. on this side, very similar to the other. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing out. I don't have an exact date on when this one was made, but I can tell you, and I'll tell you and show you rather, that it was made prior to 1989, because if we take a look underneath the model, you can see, I can bring this up to the camera if it will focus here in the light. You can see here that it says made in Western Germany up on top. And again, I apologize about the lighting. Here we go. That's not really any better. There we go. If you look up on top, just above the screw there, it says made in Western Germany, scale 1 to 50, Conrad model 2502. So the wall fell in 1989, so this is, again, north of 30 years old. So, taking a look at the functionality, the tires and wheels feature four-wheel steering. So much like a crane, if you wanted to, you could have crab steering, or you could have four-wheel steering. So this is a very maneuverable piece of equipment. And it features one telescoping section. And if I can draw your attention to that telescoping section, it actually has Grove highlighted in each of the sections spelled out. On the actual piece of equipment itself, forgive the paint chips that are on this model. It says AMZ 66, Grove Manlift here. Looks like you have two tie-down points here for a trailer that are actually drilled through. And over here, much the same, with a nice, what appears to be metal exhaust. Again, I already showed you underneath, but there's another look at the tread pattern, which is also convincing. If we look inside the bucket, the front of it says Grove. You have nothing on the control panel itself. It's just a black molded piece of plastic. But again, let's see if we can bring out our figure here. If you wanted to, you could pose a figure inside of there working. As for how high this particular one will go, see if we can get it at full extension. I would say that's pretty high. So these two pieces of equipment are ideal if you have a shop diorama or if you're assembling a larger piece of equipment such as a crane or a face shovel, a front shovel on a mining site. Anything that you want a little bit of detail on your layout, they would be perfect for that. Or if you're doing some work on a building, for example, again, these would be ideal for that. I want to show you quickly how this looks on the trailer with the dump truck set. If you're wondering, and if you haven't yet seen the video, this is one of the new Kenworth T880 Diecast Masters dump trucks that are just about at retailers. So make sure if you're interested in purchasing one of those, you get your orders in. And the trailer is by First Gear. And that's how this particular one looks on the trailer set. Unfortunately, with the way the cylinder is designed on here, the arm doesn't lower any further than that, so you can't pose it grounded on the trailer. But still in all, it makes a pretty convincing load. So there you have it, guys. That is a review of two long discontinued models. This one, once again, is the Conrad Grove Manlift AMZ 66, and the first one we reviewed is the Norscot SM3248E scissor lift. Both exceptional models. I would say, again, if you're looking to add these to your collection, my suggestion would be to search out eBay, or perhaps if you know a private collector that's been in the hobby for years, perhaps he might have some. But I would expect to pay a pretty decent amount for both of these now due to inflation and the rarity of these as well. So as always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Please let me know down in the comment section below which of these models you'll be looking for, perhaps which of the two is your favorite, and as always, stay tuned, we got a lot of great stuff coming up. Thanks again for watching, guys. We will see you next time.